Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the Death Laboratory. For all you Americans out there, I hope you had a wonderful and filling Thanksgiving. For all you non-Americans, while TV might say that Thanksgiving is all about food, it's more about giving thanks to those people who spend their time on you. Friends, family, people in your life, that's what you're actually thankful for. So I'm thankful for all of you who come and watch my videos and, just enjoy this game. Definitely thank the developers, thank the other people on YouTube who are nice enough to put out videos to show us new ideas, tips, and tricks so that we can get better at the game. This will be the final episode for the Death Laboratory, so I thought we'd just do a nice little overview of the bases, the stuff I tried, the stuff that the wonderful people in the comments gave me suggestions on, as well as why I started this playthrough in the first place. The brand new Sumnium synthesizer. I think it is great that the developers have added anything to the game. The fact that it's still under development, the fact that they're still adding stuff is great. This thing giving a +5 bonus to all dupes everywhere is awesome. I've mostly been running 13 dupes on this base. There are 18 here now because all of my rockets are back. And 13 dupes is not enough to keep this running. It runs pretty often, but not often enough. So I think for a main base, if you're running 24 dupes, maybe 32, you can start running this thing a lot and help out the rest of your asteroids while your main base is pretty much sorted out. So thank you developers for adding this. I know there was another thing added, but I started on the testing branch, and for some reason when I started that didn't work. In terms of the main base, pretty standard. Lots of natural gas. What is this up to? There's 7 tons of natural gas in here. And why are there 7 tons of natural gas? Because we have just a 1 kilo sour gas boiler. It is absolutely amazing how much energy you can get out of a sour gas boiler. That thing is running this entire base and shipping gas over to the other bases. Then we're using another 1.25? Yeah, 1.25 into the petroleum boiler whenever I need petroleum. That has worked out great. All this off of one oil well. I never tapped a second oil well over here. Just this one oil well has been providing that. And over here we tried the exploit of the cooling. That has worked out freaking amazing. I'm definitely going to do that again in the future. And we've got almost a ton of natural gas over here. Yeah, I am a fan of sour gas boilers. Always have been, always will be. One oil well, huge amounts of power. Oh, yeah, I redid the power over here just to kind of see what I could do. So I've got all of these generators feeding these 2 power transformers. In fact, this one's not even on a battery. I should do that. Just playing around with how to keep this full. And so yeah, this empties out because it's not hooked to the battery. And so it waits for this to come down before all the generators turn on. But by hooking these together, we're then ganging up 2 transformers so I can get more than 4,000 watts out of it. Yeah, and you can go down to 5. So now this battery drains, it turns on all of these, and then only if all of these have drained will these other ones provide power. Seems to have worked. But over here we are running all of the food. So we've got almost 5 million calories of berry sludge. And the dupes here are just eating the Sweetle meat. So barbecue worked out great. So what did we figure out here? So that's 12 per row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. And I've not had enough coffee, but let's just say that is 72 sweet plants, right? 24, 36, 48. Yes, 72. And with this many bristle blossoms, 15, 12. I am slowly using up my bristleberry. So you need slightly more than 12, slightly less than that many. So I'll have to keep that in mind. If we do 12 to 12, maybe I can remember that. This worked out great. You know, there's not really any difference in radiation between a wild Wheezewort and a growing Wheezewort. So definitely if you got some pips, plant the wild Wheezeworts. It's more than enough power. We are feeding 3 bases natural gas when they request it. So we got our automation signals triggering the gas shutoffs. Obviously the water base has 0 people, so it's not using any gas, but it could. This is the main base using natural gas. And we're getting tons of oxalite. Let's go pick all that up. So I'm running these constantly. And we've got fried mushroom. Ooh, how am I doing on iso resin? I never shipped any back. 1,200. So, not a lot. You need a lot more fried mushrooms if you're going to do this. Fried mushrooms take up a lot of room, and they don't grow very fast. You're better off if you can get trees to do pip farms, or something else. If you get a chlorine gas vent, maybe some puff ranches. It's tough over here because there's no source of water, so that's why I think pip farms are the best. Get some ethanol, use that to create water. But this whole automation system of filling up a fridge, sending the excess over to the tree, I like that. That just works. And where else do we got dupes? We got dupes over here on the ice planet, where the pips have been going nuts. Surprised their barbecue hasn't taken off yet. What are we up to egg-wise? Only 47. Wonder if we can fit another cuddle pip in here. Yeah, we've got just a monster amount of iron. I even came over here and took a bunch, and there's 190 tons still here. The only thing I got to do on this base is I'm not shipping over water, so every once in a while, you just have to remember, you need some dip shift plates. Maybe I could do a sealed room where I dump all the ice into and cycle it around. This works. Again, shipping natural gas, just huge amounts of power off of those same natural gas generators. Using Wheezeworts to fire the temporal tear, that worked amazing. I'll probably do that again if there's no satellite over here. Because you only have to do it for one loading, you don't need to get all super fancy. Over here, I shipped all the dupes back, but yeah, it's quite warm in there. This thing erupts quite fast. Okay, no, it comes down pretty quick. It's just when it's erupting. It's already down below 200. I was afraid 2 steam turbines wasn't quite enough, but they're keeping up. Circuit overloaded. Oh yeah, you're running the tepidizer. If only there was another. Of course, I'm cleaning up a base that I'm probably not going to come back to, but, you know, habits are tough to break. Anyway, back over here. Never did get around to doing anything with uranium or betas. They're just not required unless you want to go that route. But we're getting plenty of gold, plenty of aluminum, plenty of copper. Actually, you might not even be active yet. I don't think I've gotten any copper out of this. It went dormant when I first got here. Yep, none. You don't see any metal because there aren't any dupes here? Huh. Never noticed that before. Okay, well, if I had planned on staying at this space, then it definitely would have been a pip branch and a lot more arbor acorns. This one's got metal and water and everything else. The spa base, I went and built a bunch of this stuff. I forgot this required bleach stone. These are more of a hassle than they're worth. So of all the new recreation buildings, wind tunnel, huge but good. Soda fountains are by far the best and still are. And beach chairs are still pretty good, whether you want to burn power like I'm doing, or if you want to automate it for when the light turns on. In terms of rockets, I stuck with petroleum rockets. It sucks that the downside to this is they've got to be wearing the pajamas, which means all of the fancy new suits that you get to make with this, they don't get to wear because they're wearing pajamas. So hopefully at some point they add fancy pajamas. Alright, who's not wearing pajamas over here? And of course, I don't know who's on this base, so... Probably Stinky. Oh, a lot of these guys aren't even wearing pajamas or anything. Okay. So in terms of rockets, this little rocket design is still my favorite for doing scouting. You get a range of 30 out of it. The only downside is... Where's range? There we go. Range. Is because it's so short, you know, you can't fit an oxygen tank in there. But oxygen diffuser works out fine. For my mining rocket, this design worked out great. Dump the carbon dioxide back out into space. Manual generator because there's no solar panel on it. Little battery. Yeah, you guys don't need to run on it. Still gotta come up with a better way of cooling these. Wonder if just recycling the water would do it. Something to think about. Just replace all the water with cooler water until you take off. Then you just gotta make sure you don't dump it into space. I guess you can do a water outlet. Maybe I'll try that in the future. And then for my landing design, I find 3 dupes is just a great way of doing it. Alright, what am I missing here? No industrial... Oh, because I put the pump in. Because I over-pressurized the building. Let me take the pump out. Yeah, you're still at 7 kilograms. Yeah, nice, you know, 3 dupe living, 3 atmosphere docks. You do end up with some bonuses. There we go. You get the mess hall. And then if you really want to increase it, you can go for the pixel packs. Decor plus 20? Heck yeah. Why can't I put it there? Why can't I put it there? Oh, because the automation is over the top of another automation. Alright, that makes sense. Alright, let's check the decor right now. We've got just a plant and not much else. Let's see how much this increases. Apparently my dupes have very, very hot copper. Oh, because it's glass. It's very, very hot glass. Okay, now one thing I do have is suppress current. Yeah, so I can get all these symbols off of there, but super decor. It's even leaking out into space. Alright, I'm going to hook up that water thing. I want to see if that does a good job of cooling this place down. I'm not sure which one of these ideas will work, but we're going to go with the port unloader, which I know will work for the one with the cargo bay. And I wonder if I can cycle through that way, or if I got to use this method where I'm coming out of the outputs. So let's build all this and go with some experimentation fun. Oh, looks like I got most of the piping done, so let's turn the water on. I'll let this fill everything up, and then I'll go through and start redoing the piping inside the rockets and see what happens. Starting here. I like this experimentation part. So there is my liquid pipe output. So if we ignore... This is where the pliers tool comes in handy. Like that. And I think that tells me immediately that it does not come out this way. So it can only go into storage, and only if it has a liquid pipe. Okay, that method's not going to work. That technique will work for this rocket because it does have a liquid cargo bay. And this is also one of the ones that's really hot. Yeah, I'm going to let that rotate for a while and see how it does. Might need to get a better pumping system. Nah, this should be fine. I'm going to miss some packets, but don't care all that much. Well, that's been running for a bit. Let's see how we're doing. It's actually come down a couple of degrees. I mean, some of this stuff is warm. Okay, so that definitely works for that rocket. Let's try. Come back to here. Let's hook this up. Outside. Yeah, so that starts dumping out that way. And if I just hook that up for all these rockets, then we'll let it run for a bit. I like it. Alright, now I think I got all my various rockets hooked up. And yeah, it's not going to flow through super quick, but the whole idea behind this is while your rockets are sitting here, if they've gotten overheated from various hot stuff you've brought in, you can just have them keep rotating. Slightly cooler water. Where's my... Yeah, so this one's already down to temperature, so it doesn't take long. Anyway, just a fun experiment to give a shot to, that if you're having overheated rockets, it's not that hard to set up a system to recycle the water through them and cool them off. Anyway, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Thank you so much for watching all my videos. I, again, am very thankful that people come, watch, and make really nice comments. If you have any ideas for what you want to see tech tip-wise or in the next playthrough, please post it in the comments. I'll take a look at it and figure out what I want to do next. Even though I've been playing Oxygen Not Included now for a number of years, I still enjoy it. My favorite part is when you start a new map, trying to solve the puzzle of the new map. Anyway, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Enjoy the holidays. Stay warm. We'll see you next time.